Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. Hope you all are doing well. We're back with another TCR episode, and we've got here Kyle again because we have a kind of a little interesting story with this. Kyle pretty much built the car, and his wife Jen drives the car, right? So when we go over the car, we'll be talking to Kyle, but when we talk about the driver, we're going to talk to Jen about her experiences as a driver. Oh, there she is right there. So we'll go ahead and get into it.
This is a 2000 Honda Civic SI, and I believe we've had it for about 2 years.
You guys have a lot done to the car for just 2 years.
We actually built the car in 3 months.
Which is insane. We'll get into that. What were your goals for the car when you first purchased it? And has anything changed since then?
My wife's first car was a coupe, and we had a hatchback before this, and she really wanted another coupe. So we made it a point to find that for her because she really wanted to get on track. She did do some track time with a Subaru as well. We kind of just got to the point in our lives where it's like, hey, it's time, and she knew exactly what she wanted, and it was just my job to make it happen.
I guess this is the part where we get into it. How long did it take you guys to get the car from its stock form, or whenever you guys bought it, to where it is right now?
So we purchased this car at the end of January, and my intention of it was just to refresh the V16 and do a couple suspension parts to get it on track. Of course, she has driven a few of her cousin's cars that had K20s and K24s and K20, K24 setups. And she's like, no, that's not me. We literally tried to ascertain the parts as quickly as we possibly could. We stripped the car all the way down to almost nothing. We resprayed the engine bay, like 3 months just so she could get on the auto interest in May. My
next question is going to be, did the build take longer than you anticipated? And I'm guessing probably no, because you got it done in 3 months, right?
Yeah, so a lot of this work was actually just right before COVID. So a lot of these parts were still on the shelves, and they were really easy to get. So we didn't have a hard time getting them in stock and getting them ready. And it was during the winter too, so we're not really doing anything. And lucky enough, I was also working from home. As soon as I got done with work, I'd just go out and go spend a couple hours in the garage just trying to get everything done. And for the bigger pieces that I needed help, hey guys, come down, pizza and beer.
Kind of the perfect little COVID project car.
Yeah.
Huh?
So the exterior is still relatively stock. She has a PCI wing, Phantom front lip, and then a Cybon carbon fiber hood.
Yeah, it's relatively simple, which is what I like about it.
PCI side skirts as well.
Side skirts. Yep. Looks like you got some like spoon or spoon style mirrors.
Those are actual spoon mirrors.
Oh, they are spoon.
Yeah, spoon powered mirrors. So I think it's the Gen 3s. And then these are Verus engineering canards for aero balance with the wing, and those are actually off of a Golf GTI.
A Golf?
Yep.
Good fitment, actually.
You know what, surprising, it's funny, when I was installing these, I actually, if you look, the contour actually follows the arch of the wheel.
Yeah.
And we did it accidentally. I can't take credit thinking, I looked at it, I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this happened. So I can't take credit for it, but
well, it looks good.
How it worked out.
What about the wheel, tire, and brakes?
It depends on the day with her. We have a few different setups. Now it's a set of 15x8, 32 TE 37s SLs, and it is a squared setup with 225 660. We have a set of mag blue for the car as well with the same tire, and we also have a set of dash whites for the car as well. So it really depends on the day, but they're all the same tires, and it's the same size and offset. So.
It's nice to have the options, I guess.
Yeah, for sure. We switched out everything to a 5-lug, so we did the 32 CTR setup, which is also the US spec ITR, and then currently she's running Breaknetic rotors all the way around, and then G-lock fronts with a stock pad in the rear.
Do you know off the top of your head what compound?
She's running the R8s.
R8s,
yep.
Got it. Okay.
I do have an extra set. So next year, I think she'll go to the R12 R8 setup, and then with a new set of rotors, and then eventually after that will be ASR probably. So suspension, there's absolutely no rubber left on this car. Full PCI rear, PCI and True Heart front, Fortune Auto, coilovers, ASR, subframe base, and then DC2 front subframe. It's currently not running a rear sway bar to help out with grip a little bit.
Okay.
Because the car is really, really tight, so I didn't want it coming around on her, so we decided to leave the sway bar off for right now.
Okay. Yeah,
and then factory front sway bar. So this is a K20A. Both engine and drivetrain is from a Accord Euro R, so it is a Type R variant. Full bolt-ons, full hybrid catalog. Rye wire harness. We upgraded the master cylinder. Like I said, we resprayed the engine bay.
Looks like you got power steering still, right?
Power steering, AC.
AC too.
Yep, AC, everything. Gotta have all the creature comforts. In case we did happen to drive it, but then we realized after everything, it's like, after about 30 minutes, you're shaking so much from everything that AC doesn't matter.
Still on pump gas as well?
Still on pump, still on 93, yep. Actually, right now, she's still running on a base.
Oh, on
a
the
base map that we.
Okay.
I need to get her over to Mikey to get it tuned. I think I'll do that next year. But
Got it.
at the same time, now she wants more power, so we see a K24 in her future.
Already, huh? Dang. Okay. Okay. I mean, it's relatively stock still to the motor, so it's not like the tune wasn't absolutely necessary, right? So.
Realistically, I mean, she wants more torque. So one of her main complaints is sometimes she feels like the car's not pulling her out of a corner, no matter what RPM range she's
Yeah,
at.
you're just sitting there, kind of waiting for.
So I think you know, with how well the tuners are really pulling power out of a K24, that, you know, are probably our best option really moving forward. So, and they're still just they're so reliable, they're so inexpensive. So
yeah, I mean, like, they're like what, under $1,000 for a good long block, right?
Yeah,
yeah.
And it'll bolt right up to the transmission. We don't have to make any
Exactly.
major choices or many major changes.
Yeah, for a little bit extra torque, it's pretty easy, right?
Yeah, it's great. Relatively stock transmission outside of clutch and flywheel.
Okay. Does that have LSD from the factory? It does. Right. Okay.
So in her car, I had it gutted, and I went ahead and pulled out all the sound deadening, took it down to Toppy at Papaya Motorsports in Nashville, Tennessee, and had him also create the same cage like they did for my car, where it's gusseted into the V-pillars. Back half, I wanted the front half of the car to still look relatively stock for her, so there is some creature comfort. The radio, for the most part, is gone, outside of 2 speakers, just so she has something to listen to, because she's one of those people on track that she likes to jam out.
Okay.
So there's been times if you've passed her, if you've been in, you know, pits or something like that, you'll hear she's rocking out. I can't remember they're relatively a rare set of Recaro seats, and they have been recovered, but they are absolutely beautiful. So she's got those with PCI slider, Willens 6-point harnesses, the hybrid shifter, full aim dash, work spell, quick release, and a spoon steering wheel. Checkered Sports ECU panel, and also for the kick plate with pulling out the, you know, you wouldn't think that pulling out the carpet would actually take that much space away from your foot to the floor, but
it's crazy,
does.
right?
You know, so I noticed that too, and I was like, well, I'll probably pick these up just to give her a little bit more spacing, so it's a little bit more comfortable, because having your foot sit that much lower, especially with smaller feet, I wanted to make sure she felt as comfortable as possible while in the car. Okay,
so we just got done talking to Kyle, who basically put the car together. Now we have Jen here, who drives the car. This is her car. How long have you been tracking cars for?
This is going to be my 3rd year.
Your 3rd year tracking. Is this the only car you've tracked, or have you had several other cars that you've tracked as well?
No, prior to this car, I had a Subaru, a 2005 STI.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
So not your first rodeo, basically.
No.
What is the first track that you've driven on?
Gingerman.
Gingerman's the first one? I think that's like the first one for a lot of people around in this area.
Yeah, it's safer.
Yeah.
Way, like, a good track to learn on too.
Ton of runoff, and it's just like, you can do whatever and you'll be fine. So
I agree.
Describe what your first track day was like. Everything leading up to it, during it, after it.
The first track day?
Yeah.
Oh wow. It was a bit nerve-wracking. I think I was the leader of a parade, because I didn't know what I was doing. But I was just mainly trying to learn. I definitely was not ready, but I did it anyways. It was like an encouragement from my brother to do it, so I just did it.
I think that's the thing, like, a lot of people aren't ready to do it until you just kind of have to do it, right?
You have to have, like, just get pushed to do it, you know, but once you do it, you're like, oh, I gotta do it again.
I was like, I'm perfectly fine. I don't know why I was stressing.
I felt like towards the end of, like, the track day, it's like, oh, I get it now, you know?
Right. What's one piece of advice you'd give to someone who wants to track their car for the first time?
Just sign up, do it. You know, listen to your instructor, you know, learn safety and seating position and all that stuff first, and how to let people pass and how to pass people correctly and all that stuff. Just safety first.
Yeah. I think it's a huge thing about just tracking your car for the first time. It's a big about leaving like your ego at the door, you know? I like how the first thing you said was letting people pass you. Because it's like, you're not going to go out there and be the fastest person right off the bat.
I swear, like, the first 2 years, everyone was passing me. Like, I had no ego on me. And once I got, like, confident with the track and learned the right apex and the speed and all that and where to brake, that's when, like, my instructor started to teach me how to get on people's ass. And
once you kind of have, like, the small, like, foundational things in place, then it's like, okay, let's start working on the things that make
a little
you
bit more confidence.
That's good.
I think what drew me to this was one of my first Hondas was a Honda Coupe. It was actually a DX. It was a manual. It was very slow, but I love that thing. There was nothing like that car. And I had that when I was 16.
Okay.
So when Kyle asked me, when my husband asked me like, okay, what car do you want to build? Like, what car do you really want to build?
Yeah.
The only thing that came to mind was my first Honda.
There's just something about like an early 90s Civic that when you sit in it, you're just kind of like, it's
takes
not
you back.
fancy or anything like that, but then it's like, yeah, there's just something nostalgic about it, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
There's nothing like it.
Outside of cars and tracking cars, what else are there any other interests or hobbies that you have?
Outside of cars?
Yep.
I like to, you know, take long walks. I like nature. There's not much. I'm very much a car enthusiast. I love everything about it.
And that's totally fine too, because
Yeah.
I've asked this question several times, and people are just like, I don't know, I just do cars,
Yeah.
you know, and it's just all they do.
The whole thing about being a car enthusiast, you meet everyone, you get together, you know, you get together, you go eat good food, so it brings you all together in a different environment, different tracks, cruising. It's not just about cars, it's more about getting
the
people together.
Yeah, the people.
Yeah,
that's
definitely.
what Kyle and I were talking about too. And it's like it's one of those things where you go for the cars, but you end up staying for the people.
Yeah, you meet new people,
Yeah.
you meet like minds, and everyone's there for the same reason.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Everyone's doing the same thing because they love it. Yeah.
Exactly. Definitely with like camping and tracking, that's such a fun environment for us. You know, getting food ready and grilling and tracking all day and cooking at night. That's what it's all about. Yeah.
Well, Jen, if people wanted to see more of your car and maybe ask you questions about your car, where can they find you?
My Instagram is Jenn Spec, Jenn with 2 N's _spec. I would like to have a few shout outs to my husband, Kyle Smith. He built this car, basically did everything I asked him to do, everything I wanted. Hybrid Racing, a lot of our parts are from Hybrid Racing. Thank you for everyone that put work into this car. My husband, Kyle Smith, Danny, my brother, Jay Spoon, Andrew from Wheel Flip for all the wheels I have. Maybe too many, more to come, right? Yeah.
Well, that does it for this TCR. Thanks for watching. If you liked it, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you want to stay up to date with my build and also see cool track cars like this, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Jen, thanks a lot for showing us your car and and sharing with us your experiences as a driver. Until then, stay safe, stay smooth, and we'll see you guys in the next video.